but he wanted to get good ratings for our games, and the games at the time at Rainbow Arts, they were all like not that great. And we did a press tour where we went to all the magazines in Germany, and they were all playing Super Mario Brothers, and they were gaga about it. They said like, "Oh, this is the best game of all time." And then my boss looked at it in their offices, and he said like, "We can do something like that in a few weeks." and the magazine people said, "Oh, if you do a game like this, it would get like a 90 rating or higher, you know." And so I could see his like dollar signs flashing in his eyes, and so we drove back, and he made immediately like a meeting with everybody and said like, "Hey, we're gonna do a game like that," and his brainstorming there in the session was like, "Oh, instead of brothers, we'll make it sisters, and we need like another Italian name." And he was a fan of Gianna Nannini, the rock singer. So we'll call it the Giana Sisters. And the Giana was written with 2 N at the time. And in the C64 and the scroller, you still see that was the 2 N. But then, like 3 days before it was supposed to be duplicated and shipped out, the cover artist came back with the airbrush cover, and he had written it was 1 N. So there was no time to change it anymore. So we went back in and changed it where we could, but in the scroller it's still in. So it became Giana Sisters instead of Gianna. So, yeah. And then it was all fine. In Germany, it sold for like a good 3 months, and it sold really well. And then it was offered to other distributors in other countries, and among them in Britain. And they made the mistake of like poking the bear, and they, in the marketing campaign, they wrote something like "Move over, brothers! Here come the Giana Sisters," and the brothers are history and stuff. And Nintendo didn't like that at all. So then they became aware of it, and they threatened a lawsuit. And we took it off the market, and they didn't sue us, but it was then, yeah. And then we had already worked on Giana 2. And because of that threatening of the lawsuit, we changed all the graphics and made the figurines into little robots and became hard and heavy. That was essentially like Giana 2, but it's now has different graphics and slightly different gameplay. Yeah.